There's a psychological trick so powerful it can make complete strangers trust you within seconds. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it. Every single day, your brain is being manipulated. Advertisers know how to make you buy things you don't need. Salespeople know how to make you say yes when you wanted to say no. Politicians know how to make you believe things that aren't even true. Even your friends and family use psychology tricks on you, without you even realizing it. But here's the thing. These tricks aren't magic. They're science. And once you understand how they work, you can use them yourself. Or at the very least, you can protect yourself from people who use them against you. Today, you're going to learn 7 psychology tricks that work on almost anybody. These are the same techniques used by FBI negotiators, world-class salespeople, and the most influential leaders in history. And number 5? That's the one most people get completely wrong. So make sure you stick around for that one. Let's get into it. Trick number 1, the Benjamin Franklin effect. Want someone to like you more? Most people think you should do favors for them. But psychology says the opposite works better. Ask them for a small favor instead. Sounds completely backwards, right? But here's the science behind it. When someone does you a favor, their brain experiences something called cognitive dissonance. Their brain asks, why did I just help this person? And the easiest explanation? I must like them. Otherwise, why would I have helped? Benjamin Franklin discovered this over 200 years ago. He had a political rival who refused to speak to him. Instead of trying to win him over with gifts or flattery, Franklin asked to borrow a rare book from the man's library. The rival agreed, and after that, they became lifelong friends. The lesson? Start small. Borrow a pen, ask for directions, ask for a small piece of advice, then watch how their attitude toward you shifts. It's subtle, but it's powerful. Trick number 2, the door in the face. Need someone to say yes to something? Here's what most people do wrong. They ask for what they want directly, and when the other person says no, they give up. But there's a smarter approach. Start by asking for something ridiculous, something you know they'll refuse. When they say no, then ask for what you actually want. Here's why this works. Their brain feels guilty for rejecting you the first time. So when you come back with a smaller, more reasonable request, they feel obligated to meet you halfway. It's like their brain is saying, well, I already said no once. I should probably say yes this time. Salespeople use this trick constantly. A car dealer might first show you the most expensive car on the lot. When you say it's out of your budget, they show you a cheaper model. Suddenly, that cheaper car feels like a bargain, even if it's still overpriced. Now you know the game. Use it wisely. Trick number 3. Mirroring. This one is used by FBI hostage negotiators. And it's simpler than you might think. When you're talking to someone, subtly copy their body language. If they lean forward, you lean forward. If they cross their arms, you cross your arms. Match their tone of voice. Match their speaking pace. Even use some of the same words they use. Why does this work? Because our brains are wired to trust people who are similar to us. It's an evolutionary survival mechanism. People like us are safe. People different from us might be threats. When you mirror someone, their subconscious brain picks up on the similarity. They start to feel comfortable around you. They start to trust you, and they don't even know why. The key is to be subtle. Don't make it obvious. Wait a few seconds before mirroring their movement. Keep it natural. If you do it right, it's almost unfair how well this works. Trick number 4, the power of the pause. Most people are terrified of silence. When there's a gap in conversation, they rush to fill it. They ramble. They over-explain. They give away their power. But the most influential people in the world do the opposite. They use silence as a weapon. Here's how it works. When you're negotiating or having a difficult conversation, say what you need to say. Then stop talking. Just wait. The other person will feel uncomfortable. Their brain will scream at them to fill the silence, and in that discomfort, they'll often give you exactly what you want. They might offer a better deal. They might reveal information they didn't plan to share. They might simply agree just to end the awkwardness. Silence is power. Most people give it away for free. Learn to hold on to it. Trick number 5, name repetition. Here's the one most people mess up completely. You've probably heard that using someone's name makes them feel important. And that's true. Hearing our own name activates specific regions in our brain. It makes us feel recognized, valued, special. But here's where people go wrong. They use the person's name way too much. And suddenly, instead of feeling special, the other person feels like they're being manipulated by a sleazy salesperson. So what's the right amount? 2 to 3 times in a conversation. That's it. Use their name once near the beginning, once somewhere in the middle, and once at the end. This creates a sense of connection without triggering their manipulation radar. Get this balance right, and people will like you more without ever knowing why. Trick number 6, the foot in the door. This is the opposite of the door in the face technique. Instead of starting big and going small, you start incredibly small and build up. Get someone to agree to a tiny request first. Something so small they'd feel silly saying no. Once they say yes to that small thing, they're psychologically committed. Their brain now sees them as someone who helps you. And to stay consistent with that self-image, they'll keep saying yes to bigger requests. This is exactly how cults recruit people. They don't ask you to give up your life savings on day 1. They ask you to attend a free workshop, then a weekend retreat, then a longer program. Small yeses lead to big yeses. It's also how charities work. First, they ask you to sign a petition. Then they ask for a small donation, then a monthly subscription. Before you know it, you're deeply committed. Understand this trick, and you'll see it everywhere. Trick number 7, strategic vulnerability. This last one might be the most powerful of all. Most people try to appear perfect. They hide their flaws. They pretend to have everything figured out. But this actually makes them less trustworthy, not more. The most charismatic people in the world do the opposite. They share a small weakness or mistake early in a conversation. They admit they don't know everything. They show they're human. Why does this work? Because perfection is intimidating. It creates distance. But vulnerability creates connection. When you admit a flaw, the other person's guard comes down. They think, okay, this person is real. I can trust them. The key word here is strategic. You're not dumping all your problems on someone. You're sharing one small, relatable imperfection. That's enough to build trust. So there you have it. 7 psychology tricks that have been used by negotiators, leaders, and yes, manipulators for decades. The question is, will you use them for good? If you found this valuable, subscribe to MindShift for more psychology insights that actually work in real life. And drop a comment telling me which trick you're going to try first. I read every single one. See you in the next one.